Well, Laura Milne is founder and managing director of Line Human Resources, which deals in all aspects of UK employment law. She joins us live from central London. Is it right to be charging people to go to a tribunal, Laura Milne?
I think it is, Sarah. We're in the position at the moment wherein the Employment Tribunal Service is costing the UK taxpayer £74 million. The service as a whole does a fantastic job, but it's absolutely swamped and working at capacity at the moment. We sometimes it's not unheard of to find employment tribunal cases can take up to 2 to 4 years to be heard. So something needs to be done to resolve this.
Is there not a chance, though, that this is going to deter people with genuine claims from going to a tribunal, that they'll just suffer in silence?
No, I don't believe so. There are 4 different ways in which you can apply for discounts on the fees. It's not simply you must pay the fee and that's it. It will be measured on your own financial circumstances. So if you're on certain benefits, or if you have a particular level of income within your family, you can apply for a discount or what's called a remission on the fee. They can also exercise their discretion for special circumstances to offer applicants a discount as well.
The union's saying the government's taking a sledgehammer to employees' rights, that it's giving the green light to bad employers to exploit staff. How do you protect people from that?
I don't agree at all. We've got a plethora of employment legislation in force today that protects employees very well. This is simply a measure that's coming into place to try and manage effectively the employment tribunal system as a whole. As I say, it's costing a lot of money to the UK taxpayer, and it's very, very busy and overworked at the moment.
How will the fee structure work? £1,200, of course, the headline figure, but there are various different grades, aren't there?
It actually that's for a group. If you have a group of claimants making a claim, if you have one individual who's making a claim, it can start off at £160 for a claim. There are different levels of payment depending on what type of claim you bring, but it can start off at £160 to issue the claim. There is then a further fee, of course, for the hearing itself. And there are certain measures put in place to try and promote alternative ways of resolving employment tribunals, such as mediation. And in fact, the fee for mediation is cheaper than the fee for an employment tribunal hearing. So it would be hoped that, in fact, claimants and respondents, the employers, would then, in fact, prefer to choose the option of mediation.
So you're saying that because of the charging structure, it may prevent people from actually going as far as a tribunal?
Possibly. You might find that they take a little bit more time to see if they can resolve it before going to the hearing stage itself. In my experience, I find sometimes people become entrenched. They want to have their day in court and they don't necessarily try to make serious efforts to settle something. And clearly, if it can be settled, then serious efforts should be taken to ensure that that happens.
Some saying that the fees will disproportionately hit those suffering discrimination because of age, race, disability, gender. Women returning from maternity leave, for example, would be particularly hard hit. They'll be judged on their salary when they left rather than their statutory maternity pay, for example.
OK. The discounts, or as they're called, remissions, is not based purely on your salary. It can also be calculated on the basis of what your net free income is, and also what your collective gross income is as a family. So those are 2 of the options. The 4th option, in addition to whether or not you're on benefits, is also special circumstances. So there are 4 options you could follow through with to apply for a discount on the feeing structure.
And in terms of the numbers, talking about 150,000 workers a year, unions saying it's not an aid to economic recovery, a means to keep working people frightened and insecure. You presumably don't agree with that?
No, I don't. I think it's necessary. The Employment Tribunal Service as a whole, as I say, does cost a lot of money. It costs £74 million. And it's working fully at capacity. And sometimes, in my experience, claimants and claims are not necessarily well thought out. And perhaps if there is a small fee to pay at the outset of a claim, that extra additional piece of thought might be put into drafting that claim.
OK, thank you very much indeed, Laura Milne.
Thank you.
Some breaking news concerning